Here are some sample communities of practice events that you can follow. Again, trying to give you some general guidelines or general ideas of that can be used to further connect individuals in a distributed environment. Now, I've said a lot. Let me scan here real quick for some messages. This interaction between the POs was on a daily basis, question mark. Should that ask the chief product owners to work overtime or to overlap between different time zones? Okay, so this is referencing this case study here. In this case, it worked out that the interaction between these individuals this was in Bangalore, so it's about 9.5 hours from the East Coast. If you see here, that's the East Coast. And these individuals at this point were staying a little later. I think it was about 6 p.m. their time, where it was morning time here, and these individuals were waking up a little earlier. So the folks that were on the West Coast, we're starting the day about an hour earlier. That's why it's important that this sync up that happens is a short meeting, because you do have some individuals that, in order for this particular composition to work, since it's spreading the map, that they stay at least 1 hour later or are 1 hour earlier. It certainly is a compromise, but it's better than doing this at 4 in the morning during live sessions, as we had to do it before we had this form of distribution. Yeah. Joel saying COPs do work. Developers in the project I'm working created one, and the sessions are amazing, from coding standards to excellent. Yes. Thank you, Joel. By the way, great seeing you, Joel. The communities of practice, highly recommended. You will see a lot of energy around that, and you will see individuals connect. It gives you the opportunity to connect, because one of the areas where we struggle is belonging when we are in a remote environment. So make sure you check that off if you haven't, and try a pilot. Yeah. We have a question from Dee. Can you provide a cadence that includes all COPs, ceremonies, etc.? Perhaps a visual. I don't have all of that together. This is quite the number of practices. I brought a few in, and I should mention, I apologize, I didn't mention that. During our classes, we spend 2 days going through these practices, these challenges, this setup. We have a Scrum at Scale, registered Scrum at Scale practitioner class that is a 2-day class. And that goes into details about the compositions that I ran through in this case, where we're trying to fit it into an hour. We have a separate class that is for distributed Agile, where we go into all of the challenges and all of the different practices and techniques. I extracted a few that I thought you would be interested in, being such a global team, and those that are time zone related. And I know that I ran through those a little fast, so I do apologize, but I want to give you as much as possible in that compressed amount of time. So I don't have a holistic view that has them all, because they require quite a bit of articulating and exercises that we do. PowerPoints, will we get the PowerPoints? It's a bit small to see. Oh, I apologize if that's the case. Yes, we'll put these into a PDF, and we'll share that. Mindy, I'm sure you have a way of reaching out to folks and getting that material out.
Yes, I will post them in the LinkedIn event page. If you are not in the LinkedIn event page, I'm going to put my email address in here, and just shoot me an email that you want them. And once Ernesto emails them to me, I will email them out to you. And on Ernesto's classes, I highly recommend them. I actually had the opportunity to audit one of his classes, and it was amazing.
Thank you for the kind words, Mindy. It's very nice. Yeah, we try to have interactive classes. And by the way, one of the things that we try to also do is to create the side learning of remote facilitation within the class. The tools we use and the techniques that we use are things that we hope you bring back to your teams when it's an opportunity for them to collaborate remotely. right? So that comes with how do we play some games? How do we do some of the things that we need to do in a remote setting, such as estimating? How do we play planning poker if that's how you go about it? And how do we prevent Zoom exhaustion? How do we keep individuals engaged, right? All of these are part of that delivery that help with how you're practicing, not just Scrum or Agile in your organization, but facilitating as a whole. Okay. We have some saying, agree, Joel, we do have COP bi-weekly. Excellent. Good to hear that. Yes, 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 yes. All right, Mindy did put in her email there. So for those of you that want that material followed up, please reach out to her. And I also mentioned that I will showed the slide that would allow you to connect with me. And you see the second entry there, Ernesto Custodio, that's my LinkedIn. Agile Genesis, that's our LinkedIn. Please follow us. And we're constantly posting new material, creating new content. We also have the ability for you to join our blog. We have our rest of our social media content there. And I am pretty active online, so I might not get back to you right away, but I always do try to reply to messages and collaborate with other Agilists.